Hi, my name is Joseph Pinzon, and I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the sixth and final episode of Circus Hiatus, our online miniseries where we interview circus artists around the globe to hear how their careers have been impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. I'm Aaron Marquise, the Executive Director of the Contemporary Circus and Immersive Arts Center. On today's episode, we're speaking with Joe Pinzon, the founder and creative producer of Short Round Productions, the company behind the hit Filament. Joe is such a wonderful person to speak with. He's very well spoken. He's got an interesting story. So let's go to the interview. Let's start with the basic. Who are you?
Okay. My name is Joe Pinzon. I am the founder and creative producer of Short Round Productions.
Where are you originally from, and how did you get into circus?
Okay, originally from Los Angeles, California. I did musical theater as a kid and in high school, and just like everyone else, I saw Cirque du Soleil on TV when I was a kid.
On Bravo?
No, on HBO. That's how old I am. It was on HBO first before it went to Bravo. I saw Nouvelle Experience when I think I was 11 or 12. It was the contortion quartet that hooked me in. I'm like, wow, because they were kids then, just like me. We were around the same age, and I thought, wow, if those kids my age are doing such amazing things, why can't I do that? So I would train contortion in my bedroom.
Do you have any knowledge of how to do that?
No.
You were just going for it.
I was just pulling myself apart and like bending backwards and chucking myself against walls, like trying to stay in these.
This is how they must do it.
I had never seen anything like that before, and I wanted to be a part of it, especially knowing that kids my age could be a part of it. I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how, so I was kind of being sneaky about it. So I went to UCLA, was studying psychology. Every quarter at UCLA, I took the free recreational gymnastics classes because I hadn't done gymnastics before. I learned it at UCLA, but I had done dance a bit because of musical theater, and I would take dance classes every quarter as well.
You go to UCLA, you do musical theater. At what point do you go, I want to go to the National Circus School of Montreal?
Well, here's another fun part. I was an usher for Cirque du Soleil when I was working in college. When I was a junior, I was an usher on Dralion. In the back of the program was an ad for ENC, National Circus School. And I'm like, well, if you got to do it, you have to go there. I never had done aerial before either. It didn't exist back then recreationally. You had to like really dig for it. So I auditioned with an acro dance piece.
And what year did you graduate from ENC?
I graduated in 2005.
So you graduate, you go off and you do all of these incredible contracts with all these different companies.
Yeah, I worked with Éloize for 2 years. I was very, very fortunate. I got to work in the company that I wanted to with the director I wanted to, with National Finzi Pasca. He was creating a new show. It was the third in the Sky trilogy. The first was Nomad, the second was Rain, and the third was Nebbia.
At what point working on all these contracts do you realize that you want to start your own company?
I was working in the Chameleon in Berlin doing soap. And, what I was doing, it was quite a long run. I'm there in Berlin for months, and it was a job, so I'd show up every night, do my job, and go home. I loved it so much because I'm like, yes, I have steady work. But, during the day, you have all this free time. There were a lot of shows that were not soap at the time in Berlin playing. And so I had the opportunity to see them. And there was a part of me that was like, well, contemporary circus is a lot bigger than we think it is. There's cabaret style, there's the style that comes out of Montreal and France. I wanted to see something with a linear storyline. I wanted to see something that referenced pop culture a lot. So I attempted to create something that was more my style that even I wanted to go see in a theater. I think I wrote Filament in 4 days. I had started with the apparatuses I wanted to see and artists that I imagined the role, and I'm like, well, what can I do with these people? And it clicked in my mind. I'm like, this is a cast of a movie. Like, because they were all super young, they were all really cute and super talented. I'm like, this is a teen movie. Oh wait, I love teen movies. So that was the inspiration. I looked to 80s teen movies like The Breakfast Club and Pretty in Pink and The Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I tried to make a circus show like that. And I wrote something, and I have a script. I wrote a script out. And I shopped it around to a few people. The response was actually quite good. People liked it, but because I was so new to it and didn't have much experience making a show, I don't think I received the support that I was looking for, just because of a lack of confidence on their part and my part.
But with that said, Filament's had some great success.
It's done pretty well for itself. You know, we were able to have a show. We were able to premiere the show in the Czech Republic. We were able to score a spot at the Adelaide Fringe Festival in 2017. And then the show took a break because it needed to, because I needed a break. I needed to recover because I had been producing it nonstop for 2 years in a row. I did not take a day off. I actually ended up going to grad school for a year. I found a program here in California at USC. During the time that I was at USC, I secured a spot at Edinburgh Fringe. And after that, was able to book a tour across Europe from what we did at Adelaide Fringe in 2017. So it was 2 years in the making.
So Filament isn't on tour. You don't have a show out right now. So how has COVID affected you and your company?
Not having the show out right now and not having any future plans for it helped out a lot, because we didn't have to cancel anything. And because we have no staff, I'm the only one that takes the hit, which is fine. You know, I don't have to worry about paying someone else. It's okay. And so it's actually quite manageable for us right now. Art is always a reflection of what's going on, not only personally, but in society in general. And society has been uprooted.
Do you feel that's crushing your creativity?
At the beginning of this, it did. I kind of didn't want to do anything. I wanted to lay low. I wanted to take it easy. So I spent a lot of time cleaning and a lot of time taking care of things that I had neglected to take care of, including myself. Like, I have a second show that I wrote, and I'm trying to figure out, do I change what I wrote so that it relates to what's going on, or does it already relate to what's going on?
My final question for you is totally different than everything we've talked about. If you couldn't do circus or theater, what do you think you would be doing?
Oh man. Well, I went for my psychology degree in undergrad, so I'm inclined to say I do that. Yeah, performing. If I couldn't perform, probably a counselor. You know, funnily enough, like a high school counselor or a college counselor.
Joe, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and I hope that we can see each other in person soon.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Aaron, and thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
I want to thank Joe, and I want to thank all of the circus artists who joined us on Circus Hiatus to tell their story. If you'd like to learn more about the Contemporary Circus and Immersive Arts Center, including how you can donate and support us as we support artists around the globe, you can visit us at www.cciac.us. Remember, we can only do what we can do with your support. So head on to our website, follow us on social media, spread these videos that we've been making that you've been enjoying so we can bring more people to enjoy circus. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.